Smoke thickened the air as pieces of blackened metal flew like shrapnel across the desolate ground. Human soldier Corporal Tyler pulled his injured friend Mason behind a pile of debris, panting heavily as he assessed the deep gash on Mason's shoulder. Tyler Mason choked, his face pale. "I can't keep going." Tyler laughed, although his eyes were serious. "Yes, you can, Mason. This isn't the end." Across the battlefield, Commander Urix of the Drethka watched in horrified fascination, his scaled hands clenching his weapon. He had never seen a human in person, only heard the tales. Humans were terrifying, but what could one soldier do against their numbers? As he watched, he saw the injured human laughing, blood dripping from his arm. "Ridiculous," muttered Urix. "These creatures are fragile, same as any other." He turned to his subordinate. "Kill them both." The Drethka foot soldier nodded, lifting his plasma rifle, aiming it precisely where the human lay slumped. But as Urix stared, he saw something impossible. The human who had been bleeding so heavily only moments before was already standing again, his wounds miraculously closing. It was as if his body simply refused to accept injury. Urix felt a rare chill crawl down his spine. The Drethka soldiers, who had seen countless species struggle and die under similar injuries, murmured in hushed terror. "Commander, the human. He should be dead by now," one whispered. Urix had no words to reply. He had never seen a being heal so quickly. Not even his own species had that kind of resilience. Nearby, Tyler pulled Mason up. "Can you keep up?" he asked, almost playfully, though he knew the odds were against him. Tyler hadn't escaped injury, either a cut above his eye, a bullet grazed on his shoulder. Yet, somehow, he seemed less concerned than the Drethka were. "Mason, we're just going to walk right out of here. Backup's close." Tyler's voice was firm. The two soldiers braced themselves as an energy shot blazed past them. From behind a nearby ridge, another group of alien soldiers had appeared, tall figures cloaked in robes, with metallic ids gleaming under their hoods. The HFY air race, known for their intelligence and precision, moved in sync, creating a deadly blockade. "You humans are resilient," hissed one of the HFY as he raised a rifle. His voice sounded metallic and flat. "But your luck runs out here." Tyler smirked, raising his weapon. "Luck's got nothing to do with it. We're just hard to kill." As he said this, another plasma shot tore through his left thigh. Tyler stumbled, feeling the searing heat cut through muscle and bone. Pain shot through his nerves, but he forced himself back to his feet. Mason's eyes widened as he saw his friend's leg already beginning to close, the bleeding slowing as Tyler's breathing steadied. The HFY leader hesitated. "Commander Urix," he said in a low tone, "it's healing. It's as if the wound is sealing itself." Urix's mouth opened and closed, caught between fascination and fear. How is this possible? "It's unnatural." From the human's perspective, it was anything but unnatural. Tyler felt the familiar, painful tingling as his body fought to repair the damage. He took a deep breath, focusing on the adrenaline rushing through his veins. "You think this is something special?" he taunted, forcing a grin. Mason, however, was struggling. His own wounds were deeper, and the regeneration wasn't coming quickly enough. Tyler turned to him, his eyes sharp with purpose. "Come on, Mason. Breathe through it. It'll heal." Nearby, another group of soldiers appeared, these ones wearing the distinctive armor of the Raxlan, a proud race of warriors who clandescourage Wisitbawal. Their leader, Rehan, stared openly at the humans. "I've heard stories," Rehan said slowly, his voice like gravel. "They said humans do not fear death because their bodies regenerate, as if enchanted. I thought it was lies, legends." Tyler shrugged, feeling his thigh nearly healed enough to support his weight again. "I wouldn't call it magic, just a little gift from evolution." Round snorted. "A gift that turns wounds into scars. That can't be natural." "Want to see how natural it is up close?" Tyler asked, raising his rifle. But before Rauhan could respond, Tyler sprang forward, adrenaline pushing him through the last of the pain. The battlefield erupted once again, gunfire crackling as aliens ducked and dodged. Round watched Tyler with narrowed eyes, noting every injury, every miraculous recovery. It was nothing short of horrifying. He knew his men feared very little, but he could sense the unease rippling through them as they watched the human recover from wounds that should have taken him down. "We can't kill them," one of the Drethka shouted as Tyler and Mason advanced, seemingly unstoppable. They're immortal." Urix clenched his fists, a feeling of cold horror settling over him. Immortal. The word echoed in his mind. These creatures weren't immortal, no, but they were dangerously close to it. Tyler's eyes flashed as he leveled his gaze at the Dreth commander. "No, not immortal," he said, his voice carrying across the battlefield. "Just really, really stubborn." Behind a smoking boulder, Mason gasped, clutching his side where another plasma shot had grazed him. His face was ashen, and Tyler knew he was nearing his limit. Human resilience wasn't limitless, and Mason's injuries were bad, but the aliens watching them had no idea. Tyler noticed the Drethka soldiers falling back, their hesitation growing as they watched him. He saw the fear in their eyes, and he understood it. To them, his resilience might as well be magic. A weapon they could not understand, could not break. Yurix and Rayhan exchanged glances, both commanders suddenly realizing that this encounter was unlike anything they had faced. They had underestimated humans, reduced them to mere legend, ignoring the strength in their nature. "Fall back," Yurix muttered, almost unwilling to believe it, but his voice was resolute. "We're not equipped to deal with this unnatural creature." The Drethka soldiers nodded, turning to retreat. Tyler watched them go, blood trickling down his leg, but no longer in pain. He glanced at Mason, who was breathing heavily, his skin starting to regain some color as his body fought to repair itself. "Guess we scared them off," Mason said, a weak smile on his lips. Tyler grinned, exhaustion finally starting to settle in. Nothing scarier than a human who just won't die. They both laughed, a sound that carried across the battlefield like a battle cry. From the safety of the ridge, Yurix and Ron watched the humans laugh, their shock still palpable. For a moment they were silent, unsure of how to explain what they had just witnessed. "The stories were true," Ron finally said, his voice hushed. "They can heal like nothing I've ever seen." Yurix nodded, his eyes fixed on the humans retreating into the smoke. "Yes, and now, every soldier under my command will know to fear the humans, for they are not just resilient, they are relentless." As Tyler and Mason disappeared into the distance, the alien commanders knew one thing for certain: humanity was unlike any other species in the galaxy. And from that day forward, every alien who crossed paths with a human would carry with them a primal fear, the knowledge that they were facing beings who could not be broken.